The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
Throwing to start the drive. Rhodes. And that'll be incomplete.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
Off play action. Rhodes. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. He's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it.
And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. Second down. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
2nd and 10. Achane here. They stay on the ground.
And they get to him quickly as he stopped right around the 13. The second down play not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Groves. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Texans take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up the first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Extra point through the snowflakes, something good. And it's now a 7-0 game. How does the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away?
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Second and 6.
Second down and 6 now.
Let's go. Bronco 18. 6.
Looking to throw. Rhodes. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Trap 60. 60 Eagles. 6.
Back to throw. Rhodes. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Well, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. The Broncos hit 6 and 5 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
48-yard line.
Here we go. Sack.
They'll keep it on the ground. Griffin. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. You look at the defense for these Texans. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
60 down. Ready. 18 Cardinal. 8.
Looking to throw. Rhodes. That is Cook. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
19 Lions. Dragon 60.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Panther 11.
Back to throw now on first down. Now he'll tuck this and run. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Will Anderson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
19 Tigers.
Back to throw. Rhodes. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things down.
That's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Now HN on 1st and 10. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Curtis. Part of the gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down. Groves. And it takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Throwing to start the drive. Rhodes. He sets the fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. You look at the defense for these Texans. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
79 Broncos. 60 Maverick.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Here's Griffin on the catch. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Rose. They had a huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8.
Cougar 19. Head to 60. Cougar 19.
Again, he'll drop the throw. Finding Walker complete. And all the way home for the Broncos score. A great effort there. 30 yards. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. What's good on the extra point? And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
You know they get stopped so soundly during the series. What would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They got to get going.
And the Texans first down. A 28-yard.
Achane gets it from the gun. That's a tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Now 2nd and 9.
36-yard line. A gain of a yard.
Back to throw. Groves. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Looking to throw. Groves. And that is incomplete. He had the defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Like what to see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Rhodes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Well, this pass broke it up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Operating from the gun, Groves. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive. A chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Up the middle, Achane. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 21. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Yeah, their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To the right side and caught by Dell. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Throw there is incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is indeed good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Caught here by Griffin. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A yard all they need, but it's third down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Griffin. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Ready. Check. Hawk 70. Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact,
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Operating for the gun. Groves. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
as expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. Groves. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. 39-yard line. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Griffin. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
19 Lions. Head to 60. Head to 60.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Mustang 19. Viking 18.
They'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Normally I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
Now the incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it up, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through the second half as we are back underway in Denver. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards?
Devon Achane with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Inside the 10. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
Hey, that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback.
And all the way down to the 22-yard line. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
18, run. Mustang 19.
Looking to throw. Rhodes. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious?
And he will step out of bounds, but not before he's all the way across the 50.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Down to the 42, second down.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. 4 yards on the
Back to throw. Throws. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a third down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice short turn.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
At their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them are the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll keep it on the ground. Griffin.
And he can muster only a couple here at number 24. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they want to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football. And
have success through the air.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs. And they'll give this to a champ. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried to barrel him through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 23, here's the second down and 9. Looking to throw. Groves. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
The tackle by
Tackled that time by Derek Hall.
A gain of a yard.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10.
Back to throw. Rhodes. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
And the Broncos.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
At the 19-yard line.
Up the middle they go. It's Griffin. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll keep it on the ground. Griffin. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Here we go. 6 Warriors, 70. Mustang 19.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Let's go. Cowboy 80. Check go.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And they'll do a nice job here just to fight its way back to the line of scrimmage. Eventually, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. There he goes, right side. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. Well, there you go, from red zone to red zone on that fumble return.
It's amazing how fast things can turn around, isn't it? I mean, it looks like one team's driving, got everything taken care of. All of a sudden, the ball's on the ground or popped in the air, and whoosh, there you go in the other direction. Good job by the defense. You see how they practice that, too. You can tell, coordinated. As soon as they got the ball, everyone turned to block someone and try and help him along the way.
And now set up here in terrific field position. And now they'll shift things around.
Second and goal at the 5-yard line.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up third and goal.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he is going to lose yardage here. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on fourth and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the fourth down pass attempt. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Right back to Achane on second down. And he's up past the 10, about the 12. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on third down, Groves. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't come in.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things are not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 30-yard line.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
The Broncos on third down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is third down and 12. And that would be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Looking to throw. Cochran. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And that will force a turnover on downs. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Texans are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as they'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. It's too much to handle on the other side of this one.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Second and 8 coming from the 19. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This is 2nd and 8.
Bronco switch.
They'll keep it on the ground. Griffin. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively. A key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take a run. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th.
Go.
Off the play fake. Cochran. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
It's a turnover on
Now
downs.
1st and 10 at the 11.
Here we go, Shaq. Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. A CD there on big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into the next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Up the middle, it's Harvey. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Warriors 70. Go. 18.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Texans come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Now, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Houston, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Denver, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.